Seoul, North Korea said on Saturday it aimed to reach an equilibrium of military force with the United States, which earlier signaled its patience for diplomacy was wearing thin after Pyongyang fired a second missile over Japan on Friday. Our final goal is to establish the equilibrium of real force with the US and make the US rulers dare not talk about military option, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un was quoted as saying by the state news agency, KCNA. Kim was shown beaming as he watched the missile fly from a moving launcher in photos released by the agency, surrounded by several officials. The combat efficiency and reliability of Hwasong-12 were thoroughly verified, Kim was quoted by KCNA as saying. He added the North's goal of completing its nuclear force had nearly reached the terminal. North Korea has launched dozens of missiles under Kim's leadership as it accelerates a weapons program designed to give it the ability to target the United States with a powerful, nuclear-tipped missile. After the latest missile launch on Friday, White House National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster said the U.S. was fast running out of patience with North Korea's missile and nuclear programs. "We've been kicking the can down the road, and we're out of road," McMaster said, referring to Pyongyang's repeated missile tests in defiance of international pressure. "For those who have been commenting on a lack of a military option, there is a military option," he said, adding that it would not be the Trump administration's preferred choice. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un Center celebrates his latest missile test launch on Friday. Independent journalists were not given access. Photo KCNA-AP on Friday. An emergency meeting of the UN Security Council condemned the highly provocative missile launch by North Korea. It had already stepped up sanctions in response to a nuclear bomb test on September 3, imposing a ban on North Korea's textile exports and capping its imports of crude oil. Kim Jong-un Center attends what was said to be the test launch of an intermediate-range Hwasong-12 missile on Friday. Photo app. Honestly, I think the United States should be doing much more than now, so that there's real effective international cooperation on this issue, China's ambassador to the United States, Kui Tiankai, said on Friday. They should refrain from issuing more threats. They should do more to find effective ways to resume dialogue and negotiation, he said, while adding that China would never accept North Korea as a nuclear weapons state. The launch of an intermediate-range Hwasong-12 in North Korea on Friday, according to the country's official news agency, Photo app. The U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, Nikki Haley, echoed McMaster's strong rhetoric, even as she said Washington's preferred resolution to the crisis is through diplomacy and sanctions. What we are seeing is, they are continuing to be provocative, they are continuing to be reckless, and at that point there's not a whole lot the Security Council is going to be able to do from here, when you've cut 90% of the trade and 30% of the oil, Haley said. Chinese tourists stand on the Tumen Bridge linking China and North Korea, as seen from Yanbian, China. Photo app. U.S. President Donald Trump said that he is more confident than ever that our options in addressing this threat are both effective and overwhelming. He said at Joint Base Andrews near Washington that North Korea has once again shown its utter contempt for its neighbors and for the entire world community. North Korea's latest test missile flew about 3,700 kilometers over Hokkaido in northern Japan on Friday, and landed in the Pacific about 2,000 kilometers to the east, the Japanese government said. Trump has promised not to allow North Korea to threaten the U.S. with a nuclear-tipped missile. The U.S. and South Korea are technically still at war with North Korea because the 195,053 Korean conflict ended with a truce and not a peace treaty. The North accuses the U.S., which has 28,500 troops in the south, of planning to invade it. Russian ambassador to the UN, Vasily Nebenzia, said the U.S. needed to begin talks with North Korea, something that Washington has so far ruled out. We called on our U.S. partners and others to implement political and diplomatic solutions that are provided for in the resolution, Nebenzia told reporters after the Security Council meeting. Without implementing this, we also will consider it as a non-compliance with the resolution. Asked about the prospect for direct talks, a White House spokesman said, as the president and his national security team have repeatedly said, now is not the time to talk to North Korea. Reuters.